What's up, grammars or whatever you want to call them? Uh, Today we got on Anthony MSG, of course, the king of MSG. He's been on
What's going
TV
on, Luke? How
before.
are you, man?
Good, been a lot through all this, but everything is good, and yeah,
It's
and
good. It's
Knicks are
good. Got it.
winning. That's
The
what
Knicks
makes
are
it
winning.
better.
They're playing their best basketball in a long time. Probably playing their best basketball since November of 2017, when
That's true.
Kristaps Porzingis was averaging about 35 points a game for that few week stretch. So it's extremely enjoyable, and just got to take it one game at a time.
Yeah, look, we got to take it one game at a time, but so far this season has been really enjoyable. The Coach Tibbs has really come in here, really changed things around the organization, and same with Mike Woodson and all of them. All are changing so many things around the organization, and yeah, what
Yeah,
about?
yeah. So that's a thing, Luke. They really are. And a lot of things have gone wrong with the Knicks organization over the last 20 years. Everybody knows that. And one of the biggest things that's gone wrong with the Knicks, and I've talked about this forever, is our lack of stability. And obviously, the roster that's on the team we're seeing now on the court is not the finished product. If we're going to hopefully get to the conference finals, get to the championship one day, this is not going to be the final roster. But you need to start building some stability. Get guys that are going to be here. Have a coach that's going to be here. Have a general manager. Have a president that's going to be here. You can't keep making these major changes every year or two and expect to win and expect to be a functioning organization. So it's very important. Now, granted, it's only 8 games into this new era with Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose and Worldwide West, Allen Houston still, with the crew. But it is very important that we have stability moving forward, make right decisions, and have everybody be on the same page. It's okay to have some disagreements here and there. It happens in all families, friendships, businesses, places of work. But it is very important that we have stability moving forward and everybody's on the same page to make this team great again, to bring the pride back to this franchise, to this organization, to this fan base. Because once you start going backwards and things start getting messed up with the GM and the coach and the president and this and that, it's a recipe for disaster. So far, after 8 games, so far, so good.
Yeah, well, Anthony, yeah, hopefully they can keep this thing up because if we keep on playing like this, the team has got like that's really exciting. In that.
Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
there's no listen. I love the Giants. I love the Rangers. I love the Yankees. The Mets have great fans. The Jets have great fans. The Islanders have great fans. The Devils have great fans. There is no
not the
fan
Nets.
base in the Nets. I didn't bring up the Nets, but I don't really worry about the Nets, to be honest with you. There is no fan base in this city, in the tri-state area, like the New York Knicks fan base. When the Knicks are good, there's just something different about it. It's great when the Yankees are on a run. It's great when the Giants are on a run, the Rangers, the Mets, the Jets. But when the Knicks matter, there is nothing like it in this town. This town is a basketball town. Don't get it twisted. We love our baseball. We love our football. We love our hockey. We love our tennis. We love all that stuff. But nothing, and I mean nothing, like we love our basketball. It's not even close.
Yeah, and when the Knicks win, it brings everyone together. The
That
city,
it does. That
and
it
yeah,
does, brother.
yeah, and also, what do you think about Austin Rivers and that and his game against
Well,
Utah? And,
what he did last night versus the Utah Jazz at Madison Square Garden is not something you're going to see on a regular basis. I mean, a guy coming down and hitting 4 threes in a row to close out a game is not very normal. In fact, that was very Michael Jordan, Michael
Steph
Jordan, Kobe
Curry.
Bryant, like LeBron James, like. So don't expect to see Austin Rivers do that all the time. But what I can tell you about Austin Rivers is that he's a very good basketball player. And I think that Austin Rivers has taken a lot of flack for being, Doc's son. And I think because he was playing with his dad, and he also got stuck playing behind Chris Paul. Well, Austin Rivers was one of the top players coming out of high school back in the day. He went to Duke. He's a really, really good basketball player. Is he a star? No, but he's a lot better than people realize. And I think it's because he's gotten a lot of flack over the years, especially when he was playing for the Clippers. And it seemed that, maybe some guys didn't like him. Seems like a cool cat to me. He's been playing great basketball. He's a veteran now in this league. It was an excellent pickup for Leon Rose and the crew.
Yeah, I think that was a great pickup along with Quickly. He's been playing great. Yeah.
Yeah, quickly's been impressive. It's only 8 games in, but he's looking like the steal of the draft. And here's the thing, man. Yeah, it's great to get the number one pick, but that's why it's so important to have the right guys run your organization because you can find a guy late in the first round. You could, Damian Lillard was
Our
I think
hero.
he was a 10th pick. You can,
He was
Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, guys like that, man. CJ McCollum. You can find these guys. It's all about having the right guys run your organization. You know what I'm saying? So far, so good. And Quickly's a worker, man. He doesn't seem like he's one of these kids where if he's playing well or the Knicks start winning, he's going to become more concerned about his fashion career or anything like that?
yeah, yeah, like Quickly seems like he cares about the game. He isn't gonna
Yeah,
once
absolutely.
things go good for him, he's not just gonna go start be on Fortnite all night. No, that's
Yeah, I
not
mean,
how
yeah,
he
as
is.
long as he's focused on basketball,
As yeah,
that's all you can ask for.
yeah, as long as he's focused on basketball and that, and he's making a team good, he could do other things outside and that. It's
Of
just
course,
as
no.
long, yeah,
Every player has a right to make. If a brand comes to you and offers you money to do this, by all means, do it. But sometimes, especially when playing in New York, and I've seen it firsthand, sometimes guys forget why they're here, and they forget that they're basketball players, and they end up doing so much off the court. They forget that the reason they're here is to play basketball.
yeah. That's what the Quickly needs to just keep it up with. But I think
Right.
he's a great kid. Are you so Obi Toppin? Um,
Yeah.
he's been injured in that. And
Yes.
what do you think about Obi Toppin in like his preseason, and
I
do
thought
you
he looked
think
okay. Obi
things will
Toppin
work
looked
out?
okay. It's tough to tell. I mean, opening night he played solid. I don't like his 3-point shot right now, but he's young. He'll get better with that in time. He can shoot from the outside, although his arc is about 90 feet high. That was making me quite nervous on opening night back in Indiana. But Obi Toppin's going to be good. Just we got to get that calf right. And you still got Obi Toppin out. You still got Alec Burks out. Dennis Smith has been out. I don't expect much from Dennis Smith, but with a coach like Tom Thibodeau, maybe we'll get something out of Dennis Smith. Frank Ntilikina's been out. So there's been a lot of guys out as well for this New York Knicks basketball team. But, with Tom Thibodeau at the helm, maybe we get something from Dennis Smith this year. We'll see.
Yeah. So also, how do you feel about RJ and them and Julius Randle? Like, I'm really impressed by how Julius Randle has been playing recently, and also RJ's really took his game up on the next level now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Julius Randle's been incredible. I always knew he had the talent. Obviously, last year he was not great. His wild spin moves going crazy. But I also think David Fizdale just let him do whatever the hell he wanted. I think David Fizdale was the worst coach the Knicks have had in the last 20 years. David Fizdale, I don't know, I don't have a problem with him as a person, but he was the sexy assistant. He was the guy that was cool with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade in the back of the bus playing poker and smoking cigars. Doesn't make his and rebounding for the players. That don't make him a great basketball coach. You know what I'm saying? His little takedown. I got nothing a problem with David Fizdale as a person. I chopped it up with him a few times, but it was the worst. I mean, he's the worst coach the Knicks have had the last 20 years. There is no getting around that.
That's true. I feel that yeah, David Fizdale is like, like you say it, the sexy assistant. The people have said that he's been phony in that. He's a little
Yeah,
and
you know,
yeah,
you know
going
how it
back
goes.
to that, what are your thoughts on them signing back Taj Gizem? I was actually
I
just
love it.
talking with his brother in that earlier in that about the whole signing in that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think I love Todd. I don't expect Todd to play a lot of minutes, but Todd is tough. He's a New Yorker and he's the Tom Thibodeau guy. So, I think I love bringing back Todd Gibson. I'm all for that. Obviously, he's not going to play a lot, but there could be an injury or two where Todd is needed to play. But no, I think having Todd Gibson back on this New York Knicks team is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I'm like if they put him in the right place, if they put him on the like if they not have him as a starting center as like they did last season, then I'll be fine with Taj Gibson.
Of course, right, right. Yeah, they're not gonna though. They're not gonna. Now listen, Tibbs loves Todd Gibson. So if Todd comes, he's gonna play. I don't expect him to play 30 minutes a game, or however many minutes he was playing last year. But definitely expect Todd Gibson to get some minutes. Definitely expect him to play.
Yeah, but Mitch still has to get most of the minutes, and
Yeah, and he will. And he
as
will. But
long
Nerlens Noel will be back, and you
yeah,
may
I
see
love
some. You
Noel.
may see with especially with the way Julius Randle is playing basketball right now. You may see times where you have a front court of Julius Randle and Obi Toppin at the 4 and 5. You may see that a lot rather than going traditional with a Nerlens Noel as your backup center. You may see Obi top at the 4, Julius Randle at the 5. Switch off, etc. So you may see a lot of that. Maybe with some RJ at the 3, Alec Burke, and one of the point guards. So a lot of different combinations you can go with right now, and then that's a good thing for a coach to
Yeah. What I think that the Knicks need to do right now is they need to be committed to. They should keep the stability up. Like
have. Of
you could
course,
already tell the stability and culture change, and it's not just about players and head coaches. It's about starting lines. It's about who you're putting out there in a clutch game in the fourth quarter every
of
game.
course,
Who
of
are you
course.
putting out there? Are you like one night you might put out Taj, one night you put out Randall? Like that can't happen every single night. Like, oh, who knows who's coming in the fourth and out.
Yeah, because Tom Thibodeau coaches on his feel for the game. He doesn't just say, "Oh, you're going to be out there because you're making this amount of money or because you play in the fourth quarter." He coaches by how he feels the game is going.
Yeah, it's not like it. So yeah, it's not like the Knicks and that. If I was hearing this that back in the day, actually, with that whole Steph team and that, uh, Larry Brown said like in your hometown you go and get this amount of minutes, while somewhere like when you're at home in MSG you don't.
Yeah, that's correct. I remember
Yeah, I
when
heard
we
that.
were in Orlando for I think it was Orlando, and I think it was like David Lee started because he went to the University of Florida. Now I also, that was a crazy year. I was one of the first years I was doing work, with the I wasn't working for the Knicks. I was doing work for ESPN
Yeah.
Radio, so I was helping produce the pre and post game shows. That time I was only 21 years old, and I was around those teams. I was around Steph and David Lee. I still talk to David Lee to this day, and I still talk to Jamal Crawford, and I still talk to Quentin Richardson. Those are guys I built relationships with back then. Wilson Chandler, he was on a team, a few years later. So those are, Jared Jeffries. I'm, still
Nate
talk to Jared
Robinson
Jeffries,
even.
Nate Robinson. I know all those guys. So they were an easy team to root for. Just they just couldn't put it together on the court for whatever reason.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I think that didn't work out because of the biggest problem in the last 20 years is stability.
Right,
If the
exactly.
Knicks stick to this stability in that, and if they, even no matter what happens, and I think, yeah, they'll keep it up. But also, do you think this Knicks team is legit? Do you think
It's
like
tough to say right now. I'm not gonna, I'm excited. You should be excited.
it's still
We're
early, of
fans.
course,
Am
but
I going to say that they're going to be a number 3 seed and we're going to be in the conference finals? I don't know. I have no idea.
I doubt it.
In 2008, we were 6-3 and ended up winning 29, 28 games. So, we started off hot in 2000, in six in 2016, 2017, we were 16-13 on
Boom.
Christmas Day,
That season was
and and won 30 games. So, this team hopefully is much better than that. They're the best coach Knicks team in 20 years. So just what I say, to Knicks fans is enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ride. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy this ride and just
Enjoy the
take
road.
it game by game. You know what I'm saying? All you could do, take it game by game. Enjoy the ride, as Nate Dogg said in the song with Eminem and Royce the 5'9". I don't know where I'm going, just enjoying the ride. That's got to be our outlook. We don't know where we're going, but we're enjoying the ride.
Yeah, that's how the Knicks need to look at it. Just enjoy the
Exactly.
ride. Yeah, and that's what the team needs to do in that. And but at one point, do you think uh you you say, oh, this team is legit? At what
I
point?
mean, you got to, we can do 30, 40 games, 25 games, not listen, I hope they're legit, but I can't definitively say they're legit after 8 games. And in the same way, if we're 5-3, if we were 3-5, I wouldn't say we suck after 8 games either. 20 to 25 games, you really know about a basketball
Yeah.
team.
Well, Knicks fans after we started 0-3, I remember if you remember that season, I remember people are already like, "Oh, this is it. We're done. All right."
Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, we've been through a lot with this team, so it's natural when
Knicks
something goes
fans,
a little wrong. You tend to you know
yeah, you know,
get a little off your rocker.
yeah. So yeah, all you gotta say is, I guess, I enjoy this team, enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. Enjoy every second of it. Enjoy every second of life. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful, and life is even more beautiful when the New York Knicks are winning.
Yeah, Knicks always. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully whatever it is, hopefully the team can continue this and that, and yeah, and hopefully Randall can continue playing the way he did, and they can find and they can incorporate things. But how about those Nets in that?
Yeah, we'll see. But Luke, I got to jump off this right now. I got to jump off because I got to do another show in a few.
Yeah,
But I really appreciate you having me on. Anytime you need me, I got you. I
always,
got you.
you know.
All right, my man. Have a good one. Thank you for having me.
Peace.
Later.